Everyone always said my twin and I were identical until the DNA test results came back. My brother Jake and I were born 3 minutes apart. We used to joke about swapping places for tests. Jake was better at math, I was better at English. If we ever get caught, he'd say, we'll just blame our identical DNA. We thought we were so clever. The whole DNA thing started as a stupid bet with our cousin Alexis. She was obsessed with those ancestry kits and kept bugging us to do one. Come on, it'll be fun, she said. You guys will probably get the exact same results. Jake rolled his eyes. We're identical twins, genius. Of course we'll get the same results. I agreed just to shut her up. We each spit in our tubes, sent them off, and forgot about it for 6 weeks. When the results came back, Alexis called us screaming. You guys need to get over here right now. We found her laptop open on the kitchen table. She pointed at the screen with shaky hands. Look at your percentages. Jake leaned over first. Okay, so I'm 43% Irish, 31% German, 18% Italian, and 8% Scandinavian. That sounds about right. Then I looked at mine. My stomach dropped. 42% Irish, 29% German, 20% Italian, 9% Scandinavian. So? Jake asked. Alexis pulled up another screen. Identical twins have identical DNA. Your results should match perfectly, down to the decimal point. But look at the family connections too. That's when we saw it. The website had connected Jake to second cousins on our dad's side that I wasn't connected to, and I was connected to relatives on our mom's side that Jake wasn't showing up for. This has to be a mistake, I said, but Alexis was already pulling up articles on her phone. Guys, I think you might be fraternal twins who just happen to look really similar. We stared at each other. 22 years of being the identical twins, and we weren't even identical. The next morning, Jake confronted our parents. Mom was making coffee when he dropped the printouts on the counter. Care to explain this? Dad looked at the papers and went completely pale. Mom started crying. We found out when you were babies, Mom whispered. The doctor ran some tests because Jake had different blood type markers, but you looked so alike and you were so close, we didn't want to change anything. Change what? I asked. Dad cleared his throat. You were conceived at different times. Jake is biologically both of ours, but you, he looked at me. You have a different biological father. The room went silent. 22 years of my life just shifted. Who? I asked. Mom was sobbing now. Your father and I were separated for 2 months before we got back together. I had a brief relationship with someone else. When I found out I was pregnant, I thought it was your dad's. Then the tests showed Jake and you had different fathers, but by then what? By then we loved you both exactly the same, Dad said firmly. You were our sons, both of you. We saw no reason to complicate that. Jake was staring at me like I was a stranger. So we're only half-brothers? You're still twins, Mom said desperately. You shared a womb for 9 months. You're still each other's best friend, but something had changed. Over the next few weeks, Jake started pointing out every tiny difference between us. See how your chin is slightly more pointed? How your laugh is different? I always wondered about that. The worst part was when people asked if we were identical. Jake would say, actually, we're just fraternal twins who happen to look similar. 3 months later, I decided to find my biological father. His name was Tom Briggs, and he lived 2 states over. I drove there without telling anyone. When I knocked on his door, this man who looked exactly like an older version of me answered. Same pointed chin, same specific laugh, same way of tilting his head when confused. Can I help you? He asked. I think you knew my mom 23 years ago. Her name was Lisa. His face went white. Oh my God, you're him, aren't you? We talked for 4 hours. He'd wondered about me his whole life, but never wanted to disrupt our family. He was married now with 2 daughters who looked just like me. When I got home, Jake was waiting in our driveway. Mom told me where you went. Yeah, well, now I know where I actually come from. He was quiet for a minute. Then he said, you know what's weird? I actually missed you today. Like physically missed having you around. That doesn't change just because we don't share the same dad. I looked at him. Really? Really. Besides, he grinned, we've been practicing being twins for 22 years. We're pretty good at it.